The Fate of the Furious trailer just landed, and I want to see the film very much, please, but the upcoming 7th Quell isn't the only follow-up to get tongues wagging in 2017. We're getting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Thor Ragnarok, Logan, Trainspotting 2, Alien Covenant, and even Blade Runner 2049. It's a stacked year, which also means some sequels have fallen through the cracks of audience awareness. Some of these are rebooting long-dormant series, while others are simply churning out another entry for quick cash. Fun fact, this was supposed to be a top 10 list, but then War for the Planet of the Apes went and dropped a trailer last week, meaning I had to cut it from this list, you stupid monkeys. Anyway, I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and here are 9 movie sequels you didn't know were coming.
Whoa there, Blamposaurus Rex. 9? F***ing 9? You lazy bastard. Look at all the films you haven't mentioned. Look at that one. What do you think of that one? And that one? That's going to be great. I'm going to go and see that with my friends. Anyway, carry on, but just do a better job next time.
Didn't know were coming in 2017. Number 9, Hellraiser Judgment. The poor Hellraiser franchise is in terrible shape right now. The series hadn't had a theatrical release since 1996's Bloodlines and has descended into the hell of direct-to-DVD sequels. The 10th installment, is it even 10th? It's so hard to count which films are official these days. It's subtitled Judgment. It's another one of those cheapy efforts and finds a detective chasing a brutal serial killer. Turns out the detective isn't so innocent himself and ends up on trial for his very soul during the course of the story. Pinhead will show up at some point for a cameo since his face needs to appear on the DVD cover, and at this stage, there's probably a circle of hell where sinners are forced to watch bad Hellraiser sequels for all eternity. Number 8, Underworld Blood Wars. Still making them! Still making them! There's something kind of remarkable about the fact that Underworld, a series that has received nothing but critical scorn, yet will doubtlessly have a legion of baffling fans calling me a wanker in the comments, has reached 5 movies. That's pretty much all down to the talent of Kate Beckinsale. This movie was supposed to come out last year, but got pushed back to 2017. Not that anyone really minds about that. Part 5 follows on from Awakening, where Kate Beckinsale met her daughter for the first time and killed a whole bunch of people. Blood Wars has the werewolves leading an all-out attack on the vampires, again, and this time they want Kate Beckinsale's blood for some reason. Charles Dance will show up to get paid, and there'll be a bunch of gunfights. Number 7, Rings. There's nothing quite like a belated sequel to a franchise that died long ago, and Rings falls right into that category. It's the 3rd entry in the American version of the Rings saga, but unlike the first 2, Naomi Watts is nowhere to be found, because fool her once, shame on you, fool her twice, shame on her, fool her 3 times, and Naomi Watts will never work again. Rings will find a poor lady who watches the legendary video and become infected by Samara's evil over the course of 7 days shtick. According to the trailer, this leads to a lot of silly jump scares, a ridiculous scene on a plane, and Vincent D'Onofrio showing up for a well-paid cameo as a supernatural expert. Rings has been delayed a few times now, which is a telltale sign the studio aren't really feeling it, but hey-ho, time will tell. Number 6, Surf's Up 2, Wave Mania. Good news to all the Surf's Up fan out there. The sequel you wanted to the mildly amusing animated movie has finally arrived 10 bastard years later. Unfortunately, Shia LaBeouf is too busy being a, quote, serious actor to reprise his role, but he's being replaced with something even better. WWE have somehow gotten involved in the sequel, with John Cena, The Undertaker, Paige, Triple H, and Vince McMahon taking supporting roles. That's the kind of corporate synergy any good children's movie needs. In truth, the existence of a Surf's Up sequel is strange, since the original was hardly a smash and has all but been forgotten, but still, the presence of so many wrestling legends would mean it corners the lucrative animated wrestlers dicking around market, most recently enjoyed by Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery and Scooby-Doo Curse of the Speed Demon. Classics. Number 5, Reanimator Evolution. The original Reanimator was an adaptation of the classic H.P. Lovecraft story about a brilliant, if ethically challenged surgeon trying to cure death. The film didn't have too much to do with the story, but it's gory and hilarious, a total cult of a film, basically. It had 2 sequels, neither of which lived up to the unhinged beauty of the first, but the next installment looks set to be a soft reboot and an attempt to edge the series closer to Lovecraft's story. Herbert West is being recast, and at this moment none of the original cast or crew will be involved. But hey, Brad Dourif will be there. He's always a fun, weird time, and it's intriguing to see what a more grounded take on the story will look like. This one is flying quite low under the radar, but if it gets some positive early reviews, it could reanimate the long dead series. Come on. Come on! Number 4, Saw Legacy. I thought we'd done this. See, Saw 3D was touted as the final chapter of the Jigsaw saga, and the whole thing was rather cheerless and miserable, nowhere near as good as Saw 6, which is legitimately great. I've no idea why, but it is. It also ended with the reveal that Dr. Gordon was Jigsaw's secret apprentice throughout the series, which sounds way more interesting than the actual story we got. Lionsgate then left the series to cool on the windowsill for 7 years before predictably dusting it off, and surprisingly, they're not going the remake route, with Saw Legacy set to pick up from a pre-established storyline. Details are still under wrap, but Tobin Bell is set to reprise his role as Jigsaw in some capacity despite being dead in the franchise for over 10 years by this point. It's hard to know if audiences will be excited for this one since the torture porn craze feels like it's been and gone, and it's also unlikely new fans will understand the convoluted mythology the series have built up so far, but let's see how it goes. Number 3, Flatliners. While the new Flatliners was originally sold as a remake, the announcement that Kiefer Sutherland is coming back as his character from the first film confirms it's a sequel. Ellen Page will be leading the cast for this new version, which, like the original, will follow some medical students who experiment with near-death experiences only to be haunted by guilty memories from the past when they're revived. Niels Arden Oplev, I hope I haven't butchered your name there, sir, who directed the original Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, he'll be helming, which bodes well for it being creepy and stylish. The world probably doesn't need a sequel to Flatliners, but with a good cast and a solid director in charge, it stands a chance of being a worthwhile supernatural chiller, though you probably shouldn't expect a Julia Roberts cameo. Number 2, Amityville: The Awakening. Amityville: The Awakening will be the 17th film based around the Amityville hauntings, proving something fundamental about the universe, but I'm too depressed to talk about it. The Awakening bears the scars of a troubled production, being shot in 2014 and being delayed numerous times since. This entry has a teenage girl moving into Amityville with her mother and comatose brother, who seems to be responding to treatment once they've settled in the house. Which would be good if it wasn't for all that weird ghost stuff that happens next. Amityville got a haunt, I guess, so the demons within the house soon create hassle for the poor family. The trailer for The Awakening contains the occasional creepy visual, and Jennifer Jason Leigh is always welcome, but it ultimately looks like another lame haunted house chiller from the franchise. And number 1, Soldado. Sicario was one of the best kept surprises of 2015, thanks to a great cast and taut direction from Denis Villeneuve. It was also a hit, and a sequel was quickly set up, focusing on Benicio del Toro's mysterious assassin. Emily Blunt's character won't be returning, sadly, but considering the events of the film, that sort of makes sense. But Josh Brolin will be back. Hooray! Like the original, Soldado is being kept under wraps for now, with no solid plot details and a rough release date of 2017. The original director is busy elsewhere because he's making bloody Blade Runner, but Stefano Sollima, director of the acclaimed crime series Romanzo Criminale, will be stepping in instead. It all bodes well. Of all the sequels on this list, Soldado stands the best chance of delivering something special, so expect to hear more about it in the coming months. And that's our list. Did we miss any out? Tell us about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter here. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com. And I'll see you soon.